All right, everybody, welcome back. We got another set of photos that we are going to be editing. It's another bathroom shot. As you can see, I was just flashing the pretty much only difference I made was I went in the shower and I just hit the flash from inside the shower. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage and make the shower look more lit up than it did in real life. So we'll go ahead and select all these. We'll go edit, open as layers in Photoshop, and we'll wait for this to load up. So we got all the layers loaded in. And we're just going to take a look through all of these and see what we have to work with. And it looks like the zoom has changed slightly on these photos, so I will need to align all of these together. And sorry, I just fly through everything. In order to align everything, you select all of your layers, you go up to Edit, and you go to Auto Align Layers, and just click the Auto option. And this thing, it hasn't failed me yet. It's just been so good. So we'll look through and just make sure that it looks like it's just a tiny border that we have here. So we'll keep all of these selected. I'll hit Control T and we'll bump up the scale a little bit and center that image back up. So that gets rid of the border immediately. So I like that. What we'll do now, I'm gonna like having this shot up top. We're gonna mask this shot and invert it just so we can get in there with a brush and brighten up these areas that may have been lacking in that original shot. As you can see, it's very subtle changes that we're making. We might have to go in and see if we can chop that off with the generative fill. But let's see what else we're working with here. So we got this shot. I like this shot because we could take the mirror out compared to this shot. So let's try and do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask it. I'm going to invert it, just like the last one. And because I don't want anything else other than the inside of the mirror taken out, I'm going to go to my lasso tool and I'm just going to select this whole mirror. Deselect that. It's on the side of the image and it's a vertical part of the image, so that means the fisheye lens is going to give us some problems. So we're just going to go up and manually remove that. So there we go. Now we got a selection and we can take our brush tool now and just start painting that in little by little, and we can just remove that big old flash from the shot. That's already looking so much better. That looks so much better. Yeah, that looks wonderful. So we'll go ahead and deselect that, and we'll see what we're working with the shower shots. So I think I prefer this shot. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to just bring that back down to the bottom, and we're going to do the same thing that we've done for all the other ones. Make a mask, and we're going to invert it. Take our brush tool, head on over here, and we'll just start slightly painting in that bright shower area that we had. As you can see, that just brightens it up quite a bit more, and it brings in some of that natural color back into the shot. I noticed that, oh, that was so loud. I noticed that this part, we're gonna go Shift 0. I'm gonna bring the flow up to 100. This part right here is kind of bleeding over, so I think if I just do that, it should just bring it back to normal. There we go. So now the actual shower itself is the only thing that's being affected, and I think it looks way better like that with that layer on. So other than that, that's the actual light editing done. Now we got to do this because of the dust spot. You know, I really don't think it's justifiable to buy an entire new lens just because of a piece of dust in your lens, but I have been battling with that specific dust spot for months. It has been months, maybe even years. I can't find it. I mean, I try to clean out the lens and it just doesn't work. Like, I've looked up all the tutorial videos, looked up all the stuff that I need. I got it, but it's just not working. So kind of at a loss for words here. All right, so we got those little dust spots out. Luckily, that only takes a few seconds. Now we gotta see if the lasso tool will be a homie today or if it'll ruin everything. Generative fill, not the lasso tool, whatever. I'm trying to just remove, obviously, this part of the toilet paper because it just goes too far down. It looks like someone literally just used this toilet, and it's gross. So let's see if, okay, we're cooking with gas. We can fix this. We can absolutely fix this. Okay, I have an idea. We're going to group these layers. New group from layers, group 1. We're going to duplicate this group. I've done this trick before if you've watched my other videos. We're going to merge this group together. So now we just have the photo itself. We still have this group in case we need to go in and make any other changes, but now we can do whatever we want to this photo. So we're going to try and clone stamp this thing out of here. Okay, instead of doing that, we're gonna do that. And now AI is so amazing. Let's see if it'll continue to be good. We got all these splotchy bits from the clone stamp tool. So we're just gonna do this and see if it removes it. That'd be the coolest thing ever. Yet again, it works like a complete charm, and that just looks so much better. See if we kept those splotchy bits in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it just takes it right away, and it looks so much better than if we were to just leave that toilet paper in there. So yeah, this is looking solid. Let's save it and bring it back to Lightroom. You can just see the before and after. It just looks so much better getting those other flash parts in there. Looks incredible. We'll go vertical, and I have a little preset. Literally all it does is it just puts these two things on, and it goes to vertical in the transform area. So yeah, we got some highlights that are blown out, but that's understandable because we have lights in this shot. But everything else is looking pretty balanced. I'm gonna bring up that texture a bit. That's pretty much all I need to do there. We'll grab the wall, and we'll bring down the saturation of that red color in the wall. Also going to do the same thing for this, because that is a very bright green, and we do not want that to be the focal piece of the shot. We want that green gone. Up here, you can see it's also a little bit red. This will affect this wood down here. Psych. No, it won't. So yeah, we'll take that down. We'll keep it a little bit in there because we want it to look a little warm, but it doesn't need to be too drastic. That's looking good there. We'll sharpen it up a little, and we'll do some noise reduction as usual. And that is a completed photo. So if we go before, after. Those are just the edits that we did in Lightroom just now. The actual before and after would be something like this. So there's our first shot, and there's our final. It just looks so much better doing this like bracketing, flash stuff. But appreciate you guys watching along, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next video.